Hey folks, Jesus is coming soon. I truly believe that. And there's no time now to be arguing and fighting and all this stuff that people are doing now is so ridiculous. It truly is, and it's happening way too much. There's so many people literally stirring discord among the brethren. And that's one of 6 things that God hates in Proverbs 6. It's truly sad, and I know there's people that say, don't worry about this and all that. I tell you, I worry about it because I still love these people. And I don't want them to hear, depart from me. I never knew you. I don't want anybody to have to hear that. But you know what? Scripture is clear. People will hear that. So there is people out here that go from video to video and they comment all this stuff. Oh, you have no faith. Oh, you're going through this because you're not doing this right and you're not doing that right and you should be doing this. But YouTube has this feature now where you can click on this person's name and you can see every comment that they've ever commented on your videos. And then you click their name one more time and you can see what they're doing on their channel. And 9.5 times out of 10, they have nothing on their channels. Absolutely nothing. It's just dead. Nothing there. Now I get it. Someone will say, oh, that's just a bot. I don't believe it's a bot. I believe it's someone hiding behind a computer screen. I believe it's what I call a pew sitter, because that's how they act in those buildings. Those preachers in those buildings should be ashamed because that's what their congregation are doing. This kind of stuff right here. Let me read y'all something. Hey, it's going to be kind of bright because I have my phone here too. I'm going to read y'all this comment. And this is just one. I mean, there's multiple. This person has been nothing but negative on my channel. And they don't have a block anymore on there. They have a hide from channel, but I don't even do that no more. I just leave them up. Let people just say what they want to. This person says, and I'm going to say it just like they say it. It's real smart, Alec. I am a Christian, and God in His time has always healed me. Faith as a grain of mustard seed. That is how you get your healings, not from this medical system. That is now law. Have you not seen the images of Baphomet? I just don't understand Christians today. If you preach it, believe it. If you preach it, believe it. As if God cannot use a doctor to heal somebody. So people act like God's some kind of magical genie that you rub a lamp and he comes out and poof, what's your wishes? Okay, here you go. This is what you want. I'll give it to you. It's truly sad. I mean, it truly is. This person don't know me. They've never seen me. They've never approached me. They've never, nothing. They know nothing about me. All they know is what they see here. As if this is fake or something. No, I'll tell y'all the truth. The oxygen problems that I was going through. Certain death. No doubt about it. Had I stayed off steroids, I would say even less than 1 month, there's no doubt in my mind I would have died. No doubt. No doubt whatsoever. Now, what I was saying before surgery, logically, it still don't make any sense to me how polyps in your nasal cavity could cause oxygen problems. Because you breathe out of your mouth if you can't breathe out your nose. So it shouldn't mess with your oxygen. It makes no sense to me. So, to tell you the truth, that's gone. Again, I had this surgery on Thursday. This past Thursday, on the 15th. And that's gone. Do I believe the doctor healed me? No. It was all the Lord Jesus. Let's give praise where praise is due. It was all Jesus. It wasn't this doctor. Now I tell y'all, it's been part of my testimony. In 2018, I had a surgery for thoracic outlet syndrome. My first rib and my collarbone were compressing against my subclavian artery and whatever nerve that is that runs through them that controls your arm. It was compressing and it was pinching both to the point where I was developing blood clots. Okay, so they had to go in and they had to cut out my first rib here to relieve the pressure. And he did a pec minor release while he was in there. Now, why I needed that, I don't know, but he did it. Okay? And when he went in there and did that, he nicked my subclavian artery, and I bled out all that day, all that night. 5 o'clock the next morning, poof, my heart stopped. Now, here's where things get very, very interesting. The nurses came in there, which I didn't know they were in there. I didn't know the nurse hit the code blue button. I don't know, medically dead. So they say. And anyways, when I came back to, there was a nurse literally standing on top of me. Leaning on top of me, I should say. On the bed. And she was pumping my chest, screaming in my face, tell us what we need to do. Tell us what we need to do. Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't know my heart had stopped. That time I thought I was just sleeping. That's what it felt like. But it felt like I had the best rest I ever had in my life. So they all ran out of there, and another one of the main RN or something had came in, and what is it called, the radiologist or whatever. They had to do an x-ray of my lungs, and the RN was standing there looking at it with that other lady, and I said, well, what's going on? And she looked at that and looked at me with big eyes, in her exact words. My wife would be a witness, but she's in the house. She said, I don't know, but medically speaking, you're not supposed to be here. Tell you why. Literally, I had no blood in my veins. They tried so hard to get blood. They couldn't get it whatsoever. I had no blood in my veins. But yet, here am I. So they had to rush me back and fix internal bleeding. And then they brought me back out of it. The next day, they came in, did another x-ray, saw something in there, and then they rushed me back in. So I was under anesthesia 3 times for one surgery. Might as well say that was 3 surgeries in one, because they had to go back in, cut me open, and all that all over again. 3 different times. Part of my testimony. And then the second surgery, simple old sinus surgery like this one was supposed to be. This doctor, the doctor who did this surgery in Dallas at Baylor, it was Baylor Heart and Vascular, because they don't do these thoracic outlet surgeries. They only do them in certain states. They don't do that surgery like in Louisiana or Arkansas. They didn't at the time. That doctor was super nice. I'm not going to say his name here. But anyways, he was very concerned about all this. Said it was all his surgeries he's ever done. Nobody has ever bled out and all this other stuff. And, you know. Anyways, the second surgery. That was the first surgery I ever had in my life. Very bad experience. Second surgery, simple sinus surgery. That doctor, very, very rude. Very rude. You ask him something, it was a smart aleck answer. Well, he was supposedly the best. ENT. And I don't think so. I truly don't think so. Because I've met some very nice ones. Anyways, so this guy did this surgery. He didn't pack anything in there. All he put some little plastic things in my sinuses. What they are, I don't know. I never asked. I didn't want to ask him nothing. He was so rude. But I came home from that surgery, and I kept tasting blood constantly. I didn't know why. Again, I didn't want to ask that doctor nothing. I didn't ever want to see that man again. Ever. That's how bad it was. So, I remember it was about 10 o'clock that night. After surgery, I had surgery early that morning. I told my wife, because she was sitting on the couch next to me, I said, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. And she was like, okay, don't lean forward and don't lean back. I said, I won't, because that's what they said. Don't lean forward and don't lean all the way back. I went back there to the bathroom. I started feeling really, really, really dizzy. and I hollered for my wife. She came running back there. I passed out 3 times before my heart stopped. Again, it was a bleeding issue. That time, I didn't feel like I was just sleeping. I've shared all this before. All this to say, it's all part of my testimony. I wouldn't trade none of these surgeries for nothing because of the things that I saw and felt when my heart stopped. So to say, someone who is their heart has stopped literally 3 times, and the first time it stopped, seeing hell, and then coming to Christ 10 years later, and then seeing and feeling, I can't explain it, the most beautiful. I want to explain it to y'all so bad. I never could. In the 5 years that I've been here on YouTube, I've never been able to put the things that I saw and felt in 2018 and 2019 into words. It was so amazing. I can't. As Paul said, it's things that cannot be uttered. It was so amazing. Y'all, that's all I can say. It was the most amazing thing. Now, after that had happened to me in 2019, when I came back to, I remember vividly my wife, she was also pumping my chest. When I came back to, I remember screaming in her face that I'm not ready to go yet. I still have things to do for the Lord. I remember that so vividly, screaming it to the top of my lungs. And she tells me I didn't say anything. I was just sitting there cross-eyed. That's so odd to me. But this surgery, this time, I go in, I talk to this doctor. I talked to him a couple weeks before. I talked to him before he came in there and talked. The nicest guy, truthfully, the nicest guy I've ever met in person. He's a Christian. I told him about my other experiences. I told him my testimony. And he says, I really feel led to do this. And he explained to me what he was going to do. He said, I'm going to do 3 different things in your sinuses that will prevent you from bleeding at all. And I said, okay. I haven't bled. He said he felt led to do that by the Lord. So, again, for someone to say that the Lord can't use somebody to heal somebody, it's utterly ridiculous. At the point, how they're acting, these type of people, is as if, oh, God should have just came down and wrote the Bible himself in front of everybody. So they're saying that everyone who was indwelt by the Spirit and wrote books of the Bible, that's impossible. That's impossible because it was a man that wrote it. That's what it reminded me of, because people say that. I've heard so many people say that. The Bible was written by men, it can't be trusted. Huh. Anyways, y'all, if you're dealing with stuff like this, don't let it bother you. Don't let it bother you whatsoever. The only reason why I'm making this video is because I'm trying to look out for other people. I don't want anyone dealing with these type of people and then turning away from the Lord or losing their faith or ending things when they should be fighting. That's why I come here and talk to y'all about things that's going on in my life, to show you you're not alone. I'm fighting. You should fight. I've told y'all a lot, but I don't tell y'all everything that goes on in my life. I don't tell y'all all the struggles and all the things that happen to me, and all. I don't. I only tell what the Lord puts on me to tell. And if it wasn't the Lord, answer me this. If it wasn't the Lord that wanted me to have this surgery, why would I get that Morse code deal in my bedroom like I guess that was 2 weeks before I had surgery? When I was praying and asked him, pretty much, if you want me to give up, just not do anything? And the answer was no. As in, no, don't give up. And here's something even bigger for y'all. Last June, Medicare, they signed me up out of nowhere, didn't charge me a dime for it. And then I had this surgery Thursday. Friday, I got a letter in the mail from Medicare. They're dropping me out of nowhere. No explanation. Like, why didn't they do that before surgery? Then I wouldn't have been able to have the surgery, and then I would have surely died. It's all the Lord, y'all. I mean, He always comes through. So yes, I have faith. Romans 10:9-13, I love all of you, even the mean ones. I truly do. God bless them.